You know what? When to claim Social Security benefits? Look, that's a personal decision, and claiming it early, say age 62, that could be the right decision for you, or it could be not so good. And again, it depends on your personal financial situation. My name is Keith Wilson. I am a financial advisor helping folks just like you navigate their way through these decisions. And in this video, I will give you some reasons where it may make sense to claim at 62 and some reasons why you may want to wait. Lightning strikes and then you're gonna know my name. All right, so listen, you worked hard all your life and you are reaching the age where you can start collecting Social Security. There are three important ages to think about when collecting Social Security. Now, the earliest you can collect is age 62, but by collecting at 62, your benefits would be reduced by 25 to 30% compared to the full retirement age. Now, full retirement age for those born in 1958 is 66 and 8 months, and for those born in 1959, 66 and 10 months. For those born in 1960 or after that, it is age 67. Now, at that point, you would receive 100% of your benefit. If you delay your benefits, say to age 70, then there would be an annual increase of 8% in your benefits. Let's put this in action. Let's look at an example of someone taking Social Security early versus waiting. But first, hey, you may want to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Let's dive in. All right, let's get into the software. I use Right Capital for my financial planning software. What I'm looking at is a fella age 61. He's contemplating pulling the trigger at 62. And we just made up this number for his full retirement benefit at age 67 would be $2,745 a month. So we look at a couple of options here. And this first one is if he collected at age 70 versus as early as possible, which was 62, then his break-even point was age 78. So what that means, that break-even point, if he would have waited to age 70 and he made it to 78, everything beyond that, if he lived beyond 78, he would have collected more. Let's look at how much more. So in this example, he collects at age 70 versus collecting early at 62. He made it to age 90. Then he would have collected over that time period $395,099 more. What if he said, I'm going to collect at full retirement age? Well, let's do this. I'm going to collect at full retirement age versus 70. So when we compare those numbers, if he collected at age 70 versus waiting to, or versus taking it earlier at 67, full retirement age, he made it to age 90, he would have collected $149,821 over his lifetime. And that break-even point was age 80. So a couple of things here. I know what you're going to say. Age 80 was the break-even point, collecting at 70 versus full retirement age. And then age 78, collecting as early as possible versus waiting to age 70. So a common thing I hear is, well, wait a minute, what's the average life expectancy? You're showing two at 78 and 80. I've got to make it until then, until I'm really making the money. The average life expectancy in this country, the United States, 76.4 years. Well, I just showed you age 78 and 80. That's the break-even point. Let's break it down even more. Currently, the average life expectancy for males is 73 and a half years old. For females, 79.3. So if we just look at those numbers right there, it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you take it at 62? Because if that's the average life expectancy, well, the average life expectancy is from birth. So it's taking into account babies that have passed away, in their infancy, premature deaths, car wrecks with teenagers, overdoses with drugs, and that's how they get that life expectancy. So I would consider looking at the average life expectancy of someone that made it to 65 when we're talking about retirement planning, because that's getting close to your retirement, age 65. So let's look at those numbers. So the average life expectancy at age 65 for males is age 83. For females, it's age 86. So something to take into consideration. So look, those break-even points at age 78, 79, they don't always tell you the whole picture. And there are some reasons why you may want to start collecting at age 62. So let's go over that. The first reason is pretty simple, which is you need the money. So for those that want to retire and they don't quite have enough from their savings to live on, they may need that extra amount just to get them where they want to be in retirement to live the life they want. And they simply don't want to wait until full retirement age to do so. So if that makes a difference, if you've got this chunk of change in retirement savings, you got to supplement and you've had it and you want to retire, and gee whiz, whatever that age 62 amount, that would make or break it. If you want to retire, that may be a good reason to pull it at age 62. Second, what if you don't think you will live, or have a long life expectancy? Maybe because of genes in your family or your current health is not in the best shape. So maybe you may not reach that break-even point. So that could be a good reason to pull the trigger at 62. Third, let's say you have a pension or maybe an annuity that will be paying you a set amount throughout your life, and you may not be concerned about a higher Social Security benefit later. And this way, you may be able to leave more in your investments, to potentially grow without withdrawing amounts to live on. And fourth, let's say you have a spouse that was a high income earner and they will claim their benefits later. You could start your benefit amount early and then later switch to the spousal benefit when they start collecting. So, some pretty good reasons to collect early, but what about reasons why you may want to wait until full retirement age or beyond? Well, one reason would be if you are still working. If you start collecting before full retirement age and are still working, there is a reduction in benefits. So if you make over a certain amount, for example, in 2024, if you earn over $23,320, then for every $2 you made over that amount, your benefits would be reduced by $1. Now, you could soft retire, get a part-time job earning less than that income limit of $23,320, and you'd be okay. But if you make much more than that, you may want to consider waiting to collect your Social Security check. Another reason to wait would be if you think you will have a long life expectancy. Maybe your parents, your uncles and aunts, they all lived a very long life and you were in good health. And because once you reach that break-even point, then you will have collected more cumulatively, and the longer you live, the larger that amount would be over your lifetime. Now, what if you are the high income earner and your spouse didn't make as much as you? Well, if you would wait until full retirement age or maybe age 70 to collect, then your benefit check would be larger and your spouse could collect a spousal benefit which could be larger than their own benefit. Also, you need to think about if you passed away. The survivor benefit could be higher as well. And another reason to consider waiting is simply you're not quite there with your retirement savings. You may need a few more years to beef up your savings and give it time to grow. And because once you collect early, that reduction in your benefit is forever reduced. So a lot to think about here. I know you were hoping for a straight out answer of yes or no, but it really does come down to where you are financially and your goals going forward. And before pulling the trigger, I would, really strongly advise you to get with your tax or financial advisor to run the numbers to see which one makes the most sense. Anyway, hope you found this helpful, and if we need to talk, check out the resources below. We will see you next time.
If I don't know any limitations